Well, how did the whole Chief Harragon and yourself, how did that
I'm glad we got to this part.
Yeah.
I think you told me you were playing a trial game and all the main players were in the stand watching you put all the other reserve graders to sleep.
It was. No, what I remember getting to Manly, and those are always like big blokes, you know. I walked in, I got a bench press cars, I was fucking that strong. I had the mobility Benotia line, it was 118 kilo, couldn't move. And Bozo goes, what have you been doing? I said, mate, and he goes, got to get down to 108. I went, fuck, I was just there. He goes, you train with him. There's Hazza. All we did was chin zips, push-ups, got down to 108, it was gnarly. But my first game, trial game against Newcastle, and all the big knobs are up on the stand. And when you're playing, it's like when you're playing cricket, you can't wait to throw that first delivery down and try and hit the bloke in the head. Simple as that. Same with footy, because you're so pumped up with weights and
you just want to whack first blokes. Contact. Yep.
Anyway, they played like a reserve grade side, and I remember these blokes. It was like fucking target practice. They just kept right shoulder, bang, bang, and this bloke was falling. I hit this bloke so freaking hard and dropped him. And they reckon in the stand, the Chief said, I'm going to give that fucking Carroll for hitting this young bloke. So it was always on from there.
Right.
But people don't understand. You don't go poking the bear. I guarantee you. It's just one of those things. I used to be a leader. I'm a leader. Now I said to the boys, I'll take him out every game. You do your magic out wide, which they did. But some of the collisions, I look back now, people say, how the fuck did you get up? I said, but my dad's always said, and my dad again,
get up.
If you don't show your hurt, always get up.
Yeah,
and I was more worried about my dad jumping the fence, kicked me up the arse. That was the main thing,
There's actually one collision. You actually spin off in midair. Do you remember much about that? Because you stand up, actually, get up and you sort of stand over the top of him.
Yeah, well, the way that game started, that was 95.
You actually had to go at another bloke.
Yeah, I did. I did. Well, the build-up that game is 95. We're going up the M1. And we're playing Newcastle. It's all in the papers, Carroll, Spudd, all sorts of shit. Anyway, Dad rings up, get the first shot in this time and hangs up. Fucking hell. Then my mum rings up. Mark, have a good game, but don't hurt anyone, mate. Fuck off, leave me alone. And the build-up the game is this. The biggest crowd they've ever had, 33,000 people. They paid someone to put water in the sheds. It was like about half an inch high. And when you get your feet strapped, you walk. It was like walking in piss, right? They did it as pisses off, right?
What, they filled the dressing room with half an inch of water?
Yeah, with water. They used to play. That's renowned, right? So I remember every time I played, every ground, I had a certain area I'd sit. I was so superstitious. I was horrible. And if anyone put their bag there, I'd throw it, right? Yeah. It was just my zone, boom. And I remember sitting there and the crowd's just stomping and there's all this shit coming from the roof. I'm going, bloody hell, this thing's going to collapse. And I could feel some sort of perspiration. I'm going, where the fuck? There was this little window of opportunity. These kids are going, spitting on it, fucking gollies on me. I'm going, mate, what a start of my game. And the way the game started, they did what they call a face ball, went across the Chief, I didn't care, I just went in, boom, and we had a fight on the ground, and he took the jersey out of my head and opened up 18 stitches, which I already had in my eye. And I remember going off, and then Bozo said to the trainer, tell Spudd it's not a personal war. And I said, go and tell Bozo to fuck himself. I'm going to smash this prick, right? So they got the second half comes, and we packed into the scrum, and remember, we come out of the scrum, and Hot Whitey scored in the corner. Great try. And then Crowe picked the Chief in the back there to say, you got nothing, you fucking dog, like that. And he reckons he was crook. He then said to Joey, I got one more shot in me. But thing is, I used to have really bad eyesight, and I was the first person to get the laser treatment, so my eyes were really good. So I always wanted to take the kick off. There's nothing worse when you see someone like a Ben Hunt try and catch it and pass it on to someone. A, they drop it. B, it's all about timing. And I remember looking at the video now. I can remember it now. My goal was always to get 20-metre line, meaning the quarter line. Yeah. And we used to play numbers. So if I had to get to the 4, I looked down. 1, 2, 5. 5 was the middle of the post. 4, okay, I've got to hit the P sign on the Pepsi sign. I have to hit it. As soon as I hit it, I'll get up. I know I'm there. I'm set for the play. But I remember I took the ball, and on impact, it came out of nowhere. He came out from the side, and I was a right arm carrier, and I used to hit him like that. Anyway, he's hit somehow. I don't care. I hit him on the chin. And he spun me around. I've got up, as you know, and I've got up, and the bloke there, and I've just gone like a whack. Yeah. And then I've got Dave Gillespie winding me up.
Yeah.
Spud, fucking give it to him, and he's on the ground snoring.
Or I'm going to piss in your bag.
He said, he said, come and get us. I'm at the top end. Like I I went ballistic, and I said, "Does that the best you fucking dog?" And next thing, the first bloke who comes into me trying to calm me down is Jeff Tuvey. I push him away. You don't touch your captain. But what happened? So anyway, they got through. But the crazy thing about that game is that when we finished, there's all these crowd waiting for the Newcastle guys, right? Anyway, I'm walking out. I'm thinking I'm going to get barrage. I've just hit their main person.
Yeah, their legend. Yeah.
First kid, he comes up to me, and Mum and Dad were there, and he's got the jersey on, number 10 on the back, being the Newcastle Knights. He goes, "Spudd, will you sign my jersey?" You've just beaten the chief.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, great memories, mate. Like, it's just even the build up those games. We used to never went on the field. It's one of my pet hates now. People go on the field and warm up. I don't want to see the crowd until I blast out of the tunnel.
I totally agree.
Your match preparation in the dressing room, I've read your book and you talk about how you didn't want your jersey handed to you until 5 minutes before or something by the room attendant, and then you would dry reach in the
horrible.
top.
Yeah, I had a routine. That's what you're going to, I used to eat 16 potatoes before a game, and then I get to the game.
Hang on. You're joking.
No.
16.
Yeah.
How did you get to the number 16?
Oh, no, it was just a fancy number. I did 16.
I'll
tell you what happened. I got 8-16, sorry. I got 8-16. I got man of the match. I then think of the whole week what I've eaten. This is how bad it was, right? I'd wear the same clothes every frigging day, the same routine, right? I was horrible, mate. But it's all about systems.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I was... Yeah, but the sheriff...
Fucking Spuds. There's a lot of Spuds.
Spud. The thing is, I learned so much about Manly. I remember walking in, as I said, 118
Is that why
kilos.
they called you Spud?
Yeah, of course. What, because of my head? What do you think? Fucking hell. No, I got the
With
nickname.
a double D. I
got the nickname when I walked in at the house. My nickname to my mates is Boxhead or China. If I go out in the sun, I squint a lot. Even I just spoke to someone the other day and said, "How are you, China?" I said, "Yeah, I'm good." They're all my school friends. And they said, "Oh, here comes Spudd." And I looked at my shoulder. I said, "You dickhead, you're the one who eats 16 potatoes." So it made the papers. Made the papers, right? It's just out of control. So I'm a bit of a wanker. I got Spudd number plates. I couldn't get SPUD because some potato bloke had them. So I got SPUD double D. And it's just, mate, the thing is, what I love about I was so superstitious. I really was. But if I had the great game, I'd be all the same. But the sheriff, I remember getting the Manly and Buzz. They go, "Okay, you got to get to 108 kilo. You're going to take that stupid mullet off. You're going to get rid of your shit mo. You're going to get rid of your shoulder pads and your headgear and the number plates." I said, "Can I please keep the number plates?"
Something. Give me something.
So the sheriff, we had this routine. The sheriff, the great sheriff, we spoke about a few times. He used to put this little padding in there, and that was his job, to put him inside my jerseys. And that was my last piece of armour to put on. So I'd go in the bathroom, boom, smash myself with water, and I knew where it was. Next thing it disappeared. I'm going, "Where the fuck is my jersey?" But everyone used to sit back, meaning Hopewadi and Craig Hancock. That was their way of relaxing, watching me rip the shit out of the place.
To find the jersey.
Champion.
Yeah, good memories, man. Good memories.
Mate, can I ask you a question? Just back on the Super League. Did anyone try to get you from Super League to go and leave? Can you tell us anything about that?
Yeah, I think Ridgie tried to get me there. He jumped ship straight away.
Yeah, Matthew Ridge, yeah.
One of the funniest, I didn't go and spend it, but one of the funniest nights was one of my favourite Chinese places in Kent Street. It was called the Captain Cook upstairs, and a bloke called Bobby Chow used to own it. And I remember having a feed. Sean Garlick, he turned up, a couple other people, and they went upstairs. Says, "But mate, you won't be able to get the table." There was knocked back like Murdoch. And I went, "I'll get in." So I go up there. I said to me, "Mate, and they're like, 'Oh, Spudd, you're the man.' It's a table of 4. Next thing they all come in. And it was about a table of 10. And I knew one of the guys who used to train Lachlan, but also Rupert Murdoch. And I said, "How are you, Matty?" "Yeah, mate, how are you?" And he said to me, he said, Have you met Lachlan?" I said, No, how are you, mate?" Anyway, he didn't even stand up, this prick, right? He was facing that way. I'm behind, and he just put his hand up behind me to shake hands like that.
Oh.
I said, "Fuck you." So I've just gone crunch. I pulled his arm back like a wrench.
Yeah.
Anyway, next thing I'm getting text from this Matty going, "Oh, you got him. He can't move his arm." I said, "Well, mate, stand up, look me in the eye, you dog."
Sorry, mate. Yeah. So what did you think was going on? Were you just worried about playing? Like I was devastated as a fan of rugby league. I was just absolutely devastated. How did you feel, Dawsey? No, serious about Super League.
Well, I was a Bulldog supporter, and look, I can't honestly remember. I know the Dogs, they went with the Super League, and what I really wanted to happen for the Dogs, I wanted to merge with the Magpies, because that would have created a super club, the whole southwest of Sydney, and that would have been my dream.
Yeah. It was a telling point in our game, right? But
it's awful.
It was awful, but it's just got money greedy. Who had the biggest knob? That being these guys, the Packers and the other guy. You know?
I think in the
What
end,
about you, Widow? Did you find it tough or?
Yeah, it was tough, because being a Rabbitohs lifelong devotee, we fought very hard against that, and George was very vocal against it. And I think years later, when South got kicked out, that played against George. There was a lot of people that he really upset by being so vocal, and George was made in your face, we know that, and a die-hard tragic. I thought at one stage that it might have ruined our game, but I think the end result was it made the game better. The players started to get the money that they really deserved, even though some of those guys were paid a fucking fortune. It was crazy money.
Ridiculous money.
But that brings me to 1995, right? Super League, that was the first year, was it? Super League?
Yeah.
You had a gun side, you were miles ahead.
Yeah. We made the grand final.
Gun side.
94. I went there to win the comp. So 94, we went out semi-finals, bang, bang, and then next year, you concentrate on defence. You look at the Penrith side these days, they only allow 2 tries. We were better on that. And we'd hold sides out for 3 sets. But the thing is, people don't understand the way how you practice that. Bozo used to play games against each other. One of them was, let's say, 9 versus 9 in like a game of tip footy, and then 9 versus 8, 9-7, 9-6. And you've got to work for yourself. You've got to work on the inside. And Beaver Menzies used to fly. I said, Beaver, I'm not as quick as you. And then we bet money. And it made $5 here and there, but it was just made you more determined, And then...
How good was he, Beaver Menzies?
We were talking about him, weren't we?
Free everything. Anyone can be good outside the Cliffy Lions. Cliffy Lions he was a magician. Like, even... Our thing was you had to run like you're getting the ball. It was what they call a decoy runner. And sometimes it was what they call a drop-off play. So he'd run across, turn the ball back inside, and I'd be running through as a decoy, mine. And sometimes he'd give it to me. And I'm thinking, where did that come from? Because on me, I go...
Is it true he used to smoke half a dozen curries? Is that true, is it, in the dressing room? 6 ciggies at half-time?
Mate, he was a machine. But the thing is, the crazy thing about him is that I've just eaten 16 fucking potatoes before a game, and he walks in eating a fucking pie, and then has Bandler match without
10 days.
It's just. He's one of the most natural people.
Silken hands, just amazing timing,
Yeah. I was there for the last time with South Sydney. I actually come back. I played for Manly, and then I went to London Broncos, and I ended up finishing my career at South, which is a great thing, I was.
Wow, I didn't know you went there. I went there.
Well, I went there. I went to London, bro. I went there to further my career, and it just wasn't set up right. Me being I'm not a bit of a tight ass, and it was in Australian dollars. It should have been in pounds. So when you go and get a pizza, 20 quid, I'm like, fuck, $60. It was 3-1 back then. They go, Spudd, they converse, I'm converting. So I come back, and then, I played for South again, which is great. But then, you think how things happen. How you meet people, like, I then meet someone like Russell Crowe, who then changed my life after I played footy,
Yeah.
So, is it, what do they call that, like a sliding doors? I don't know. It was just an opportunity, man. I took it, and...
well, how was that? Tell us about being next to
really
Russell for a couple of years.
Well, the build-up to that, but probably one of the better stories out of the 99, again, I'm playing against the Chief. That was all in the papers again. And I hadn't played for 5 weeks. I had something wrong with my foot. 5 weeks, longest I've ever been out of a game, and my dad would ring up again.
What did he say, mate? What did he say? Come on,
take him out early.
So, my dad would always say, son, you don't know how much your timing's going to be out. But the best thing about timing is shoulder charge, because back then you could hit someone right in the bean. Now you get penalised for hitting people too hard.
Yeah.
And we get the game. It was all about, Spudd versus Street Spudd. So I get the game, and I've got this in my head what I want to do on the tackle. And he pulls out of the game. And there's a bloke called David Lomax. And he's taking his spot. And I said, go, kick off this prick. I'm going to drop this bloke. Anyway, He ran the ball so hard at me. I hit this bloke with the shoulder charge. By the time he hit the ground, he was snoring. He was fucking. They dropped the ball. I've dived on the ball. Everyone's patting me on the back. We lost that game. But the next week, we're playing North Queensland up there, and all you do is thinking about, mate, I can't wait to go out at night time. You know, what pair of jeans or wear what shoes, you know? Wow. Anyway, he comes out. He's got a brother called John Lomax who used to play for the Raiders. And he was a dirty prick. He was a head-eye merchant, and he come out saying, I'm going to give you that Mark Carroll for bashing my brother. And I just went, mate, bring it on. It was in the back page, bring it on, right? So we get the kick off again. I said, get Garlo. I'm going to fucking drop this bloke. Same shot. But Garlo was a really great low tackler. He'd snap him in half. And he went bang. I went fucking crack. And he was snoring by the time he hit the shoulder. But the best thing about it, next week, guess what? I made Origin. So I've gone all the way up to England. That was my goal, to come back and play Origin. So, but how you meet people, in a shed after a game, and I've got to cut. I always had a shit. I cut. And anyway, Tom Cruise walks in. I'm going, fucking Tom Cruise. I said, can't be him. I said, fuck, he's tiny. He's got beautiful hair. Beautiful hair.
Better than yours?
And then Russell Crowe walks in. I'm going, who the fuck's this bloke? I had no idea who he was. He only made one movie, LA Confidential. And I love watches. And he had a fantastic watch. He had a Submariner Rolex. Anyway, he comes over and he goes, how you going? I say, mate, yeah, nice to meet you. I love your watch. And he goes, oh, thanks very much, Submariner Rolex. I said, yeah, mate, I'm going to get one of those fucking one day, you know. Then he exchanged numbers. And he just kept fucking ringing me. Every day. In the car. Malik goes, fucking Russell, I said, every fucking day. He then went overseas, and the way my life was going, I retired that year, found it very hard to let go of rugby league.
It is hard to let it go when you retire, and I still miss it now. Yeah, cricket. Yep.
So I like one set of six. That'd be fantastic.
That's what I say, Spudd. I just want to bowl one more over. How I know. Mate, I dream about it still.
I just want to slap one more base.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you. But anyway, regards Russell, so every year I'd go to one game. I'd go to South St. George, SCG. Malik used to do the cheerleaders. And I go up there and see him, and he'd always say, mate, you're looking fit. And I was trained with Desi doing extras and all that shit, you know. Anyway, after the fourth year, I just turned 36, and he goes, do you want to play rugby league? And I said, look, ring me tomorrow, I'm going to give you an answer. So I go home. You see Russell? Yeah, I seen him. He wants to play rugby league again. She goes, just go and bash someone to get out of your system. Okay. So I then ring Des. That's all right. My good mate Desi. Oh, Spud. Mate, tell him he wanted to get to his network. He'll ask why. So Russell rings up, never on time, rings me at 9 o'clock. How much money you want? I said, Russell, I don't want money. I just want to be able to get in your network. He goes, what do you mean? And I said, well, Desi said you'd say that. And he goes, what are you laughing at? I said, Desi said, you wouldn't know what it meant. So then my life was this. I'd always been a salesman, so I was selling office stationery, pens and pencils. And I'd go to the airport. I went up on Tuesday. I'd come back Wednesday, go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, play Sunday, come back Monday for 12 weeks, right? And the first time I went up there, I hadn't ran for like 4 years. And mate, there was fucking players everywhere. And everyone's going, man, what's going on? Anyway, Russell turns up. And it was a bit of a bash up. And the president came on and said, oh, look, do you want to play for Orara Valley? And I went, look, I'm not here to take anyone's spot.
So you were up at Crofsetty's property at Nana Glen?
Yeah. I said, where am I going to stay? He goes, on the farm. I said, whereabouts? He goes, in the gatehouse. I went, fucking gatehouse. I thought the gatehouse was only like,
one bedroom.
Mate, it was a six better. So after training, and then I go, oh, look, I don't want to take someone's spot. And then he goes, who wants Mark Carroll to play for Orara Valley? And one bloke goes, fuck yeah! And I went, give me a beer. So we sculled a beer, and that was it. So it was a path.
You can do it!
I could take the kids up any time. Everyone thought it was a ledge. It was a propeller plane. I had this girl who'd start off, firstly, ladies and gentlemen, with a bit of paper. I seen her get through. I did 12 weeks of this, right? And I remember after about 4 weeks, I lost that much bark off my body because the grounds are like concrete up there. And Russell's there. We won the game. We were going well, big crowds, because everyone was there to try and see me get whacked, But I was just getting my bearings still. And then we're at dinner. Russell lights his fucking joint up. He looks at me and goes, how do you think you're going? I said, what the fuck would you know? He said, you're up there watching this game. Half's me because I'm Mark Carroll, half's you dickhead got me up here. I said, but when I get going, mate, you watch out. And the next week, I just was on. I was dropping blokes left, right and centre. All the big knobs were coming out of a crack. Anyway, cut a long story short, we ended up made the grand final. We lost the grand final, unfortunately, but that next week we had a presentation night, and I got an award or something. Can't remember what it was for, but I got up, I was crying as usual. And I come down and I said, Monique, fuck, I was crying. She goes, have a look at Russell's mum and dad, and they're bawling. And then his mum goes, what time is it? And I went, what? I looked down the end of that table, and there's a fucking Rolex there.
Oh.
Then you really cried, eh?
No.
So he bought me that watch.
Oh.
Phenomenal, eh?
Oh,
I know, man.
wow.
So that was cool. And then from
I
there...
hope you still got it.
Oh, it's my favourite. And then from there on, I just...
Wow.
Spudd, how old were you about when you were doing that?
Man, I was 36. I am 36.
That's a big effort, mate.
That's
That's a really big effort, mate.
It was close. I needed it. It was closure, right?
Yeah.
And then I went over, did something with him, with Danny. I was still working. And then he asked me, when he was doing Cinderella Man, he said, I want you to come down and meet someone. I said, okay, cool. So I go down there. There was 3 professional fighters who were Olympians for Canada. Anyway, mate, and I started doing workouts, whatever. And the great Andre Dundee was there.
Yeah,
Wow.
wow.
And he come up and shook hands, and Russell was trying to explain who the fuck I am. He had no idea. And then he asked me to go and do the movie, so that was a bloody great experience too.
Was the family all right with that, Spudd?
Oh, mate, I had to take it.
Yep.
He gave me a price, and I didn't say nothing. He goes, you haven't said nothing. He goes, he gave me another price because it wasn't his money, you know. And he goes, okay, but he's very structured. He knows where exactly we're going. He's phenomenal to watch. He knew we're going to Canada, Toronto, flat, grid formation. We ride bikes every day. Okay, first 6 weeks tough. Monique and the kids are going to come across.
Oh, right.
Buy
great.
bikes. They'll come across end of Josh's birthday, August the 16th. They'll fly to bloody Disneyland, all the shit, you know. Anyway, it was very, very cool. One of the best trips, man. It was like a kangaroo tour on steroids. It was like
Fantastic.
It was so to see, and also to see someone work like that. But also other people like Renee Zellweger. I watch Billions at the moment. Paul G. Marty. He's one of the best actors I've ever seen. Yep. He was the corner man. And then you meet someone like Ron Howard. Yeah, Ron Howard after 4 weeks, everyone's sort of trepidation near him. And we had a few Aussies there passing footies and spiral, 30 punt, 30-metre spirals, easy. And Ron Howard would say, "Spud, how do you do that?" I said, "Come here, Ronnie." So I pull a tape of me and the chief, of course, put it out in the video. Anyway, I remember watching him, and he's seen the collision, and he's turned around and he goes, "You're not wearing any pads." I said, "No, but I had a mouth guard in, you know." And then, mate, I got on house on fire. It was just a really good time, but one of the funniest days, I know I'm talking shit like that, and one of the funniest days
Keep
was...
talking, brother.
One of the funniest days was, and you see why Russell is so good. First Friday, he said, okay, bad shirt Friday, $500 for the worst shirt. So we all turn up, and you've got the worst shirt. It's okay, the winner is Whit, $500. Everyone's looking going, fuck, I've got a worse shirt than that. And what happens? The hand comes in, 1, 2, 3. Next thing you're gripping like that, everyone's doing it, right? So I was trying to win this 500. Extra 500, how good is this? So I go out and buy all our shirts and that for our crew. Anyway, so I went in this, like a Vinnie store, and I said to this lady, I said, mate, you've got something different for me. She goes, how about dress, love? I said, fuck, if you give me an address, I'm going to wear a dress. So she gave me this little green number, and Russell, mate, it's just ridiculous, right? So I had a gym trailer, like a semi-trailer full of gym gear, follows the world for him, right? And I'm pumping like fuck. I was fucking huge. So I put this freaking dress on, I put my hair back, like slick back. I had sneakers and a little sneaker little baby shirt, socks on. And I come down the stairs, and he's got a bloke called Michael. He's been with him for 40 years. He's a dresser. A dresser means every day he's going to be dressed a certain clothing. It's got to be crinkled. It's got to be fucking perfect. It's week and week, day in, day out. And he goes, Spud, come here. He said, mate, you can't go embarrassing Russell like this. I said, fuck him. I won't embarrass myself. I'm bored. So the first person that's seen, well, there's 2 girls in the kitchen, and they said, show us some legs. So I pulled the skirt up, had a little bit I didn't have a G-banger on. Actually, I had done his on, I did. Anyway, and then next person that comes out, Renee Zellweger. Oh, Spud. I said, Renee, because it will have double. I said, I'm your double today. And then Russell comes out, you're fucking dead. You're wearing it all fucking day. Anyway, I didn't win the 500. But I didn't win the 500. He goes, and the winner is not you, dog. Anyway, happened to someone else. But the next Friday, we did a what they call an outdoor scene. So they buy a street and they change it. It's amazing what they can do. Like, these guys are freakish what they can do. and we were walking around the corner. I'm supposed to be walking with Russell, and no one sort of goes near him anyway. And I'm 6'4", I can tell someone to fuck off pretty quick in my eyes, so I had no dramas that way. But this guy walked past, it was Bad Shirt Friday, and he had like a white shirt on with an Australian flag. And I went, that looks fucking cool. I turn around, there's a photo of me on the back of it. With that, showing the leg. Yeah, massive, right? And it said, we'll work for shoes, some fucking whatever. So I go around the corner, there's 150 people on set wearing my shirt. And the first bloke who comes up to me, Ron Howard, he goes, Spudd, can you sign my shirt? I said, Ronnie, turn around, mate. Crazy things, you know.
That's great stories, man.
Fantastic,
Great stories.
mate.
On to another topic. We could talk about Russell, I suppose, for some of those stories, but concussion in rugby league. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but it's been, it's in the media for a couple of years now.
I think concussion in all sports is...
But the thing is...
We had Junior in here.
Yeah, go, Ray, go.
No, sorry about that, Widow. But, Junior just came and told us his views, and, so it'd be really interesting to see what you say. But
I watched the Mario Fenix story, and I remember...
Don't hit me.
A good mate of mine, Peter Johnson, big hitter.
Sorry, Spudd, didn't he lead with his head when he used to run?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yep. And he had a big helmet on, John, he's one of my good mates, but I'll tell you what, he could hit. And when he was at South, we used to, especially when Mario went to North, because he was going against South and all this bullshit, and he was a dirty bugger. He used to come in the left swinger, and if you had to get in quick, and most times you just drop him. And I was watching that show, and Jono rings up, goes, Spudd, you've been watching? I said, mate, I'll check it out. And I thought, I was going to go and tick the box, go and see this Rowena mob. So I sit down there, and I've just had a long day at the gym. And she starts asking me these stupid fucking questions. And they call it what they call this thing? They call it some sort of test. And stupid questions like, okay, I'm going to give you 3 words, yellow, banana, coconut. We'll come back there. Okay, and then goes out and then comes back and she goes, what were those three words? I went, cognitive test. And I went, yellow, fuck, I couldn't remember, right? And she's like ticking and crossing. I'm thinking, fuck, I'm in an exam. I hate exams. Then she goes, who's the Prime Minister of Australia? I went, oh, fuck me, they change all the time. I said, I know he follows South. I couldn't give a fuck.
That is so true.
For me, and then this other last one was, okay, we got Freddie Barnes, 27 Marketplace, still remember it, Townsville, North Queensland. We'll come back there 15 minutes later. What was that address? I went, I remember the name, Freddie Barnes. God, it was Jimmy Barnes. I went, fuck, I know he lives up north somewhere. Right? But then she's classed me as short-term memory loss, right? But I probably have got a little bit, but my thing is, but after hearing what I'm saying today, I don't think I've got too much short memory. No. The main thing with the short memory is I remember things that are important to me. So I know names, phone numbers, addresses, how to remember chords, and how much money people owe me.
Yeah, so, beautiful, bud. Really. But
I'm at the stage now with James Graham where the league now coming on board with. I've been in the media about it. I just want to save one life. That's all I want to do. There's a lot of people out there who and Ray and Dawson, they're rattled, man. I went to a kangaroo reunion, and these poor buggers, they've all got dementia. Is it? Mate, you look at someone like Muhammad Ali. But then I've also had a situation where I've gone to a concussion meeting, and you don't realise, because my next thing is this: I want to get the league set up. We're going to get an app that people can go on and get tested and see people that they've got to see. I then want to get I want to sit in front of Albanese, who's now the Australian Prime Minister. I've just found out. And I want it for people of Australia. You know why? Because when you get a PET scan, which shows symptoms of CTE, it doesn't say you've got it, but shows symptoms. I had to have symptoms. I got all my right side, but the amount of people out there, it's $900. You're not covered. Medicare, I got the highest health cover. That's bullshit, right? But then I go,
you're not covered for that scan.
No,
so people aren't going to have it if they can't afford it.
But why isn't it covered?
Because it's bloody not. It's not even covered by Medicare.
Yeah, it's not on the schedule.
Ridiculous.
It's not on the schedule.
Well, that's why I want to go and sit in front of I know. The thing is, when you go and see these concussion meetings, it was quite moving. You got a girl sitting down like this, and I went, how are you? She wouldn't talk. She goes, oh, look, I used to be a dance teacher, and I was running from class to class, fell over, bang, hits her head, right? She wants to kill herself every friggin' day. You know, there's WhatsApp. I had to get off, man. It was just crazy things. It was just, mate, it was some of the other things you hear of. There was just one guy. I was in this. I was just trying to had to get the mood different. He just sat there and his wife said, "Look, he's got dementia. He used to fire mortar guns and he used to jump out of aeroplanes for the army. With 30 kilo things on his back." And I just said, "There's about 50 people in the room." I went, "How many jumps do you do?" And he went, 88. And I said, "Okay, well, you can hear me and talk." I said, "How many of those 88 didn't go very well?" He goes, "All of them." I went, "Fuck, you weren't very good, mate, were you?" But that had to lighten the mood up. But my favourite was this. It was this lady, and she goes, "My husband, 66, doesn't think he's got dementia, but he goes walkabout all the time. And I live at Bayview, and I live at Bayview. I know exactly where he went, and he goes across the golf course. And he used to hide behind the trees. So when people would go swing the club, he'd go, "Ugh," and scare, those jackasses.
Yep.
So then they put all these things up saying, "Look, Jim's going to be in the round of the joint. If you see him, don't worry about it. He's harmless." But now what he does, and I think it's fantastic, when does someone in a big 280-metre drive, he hides behind the tree still, but he takes the ball. Starts collecting them, right? And then she goes, he takes them home and cleans them. And I just couldn't help myself. I said, "He hasn't got any for sale, has he?" So mate, we're just there. I just want to save, one life. Will I play again tomorrow? Bloody hell if I would. Will I take anything back? No. But, the game we played, but I just think the league have been very slack about it. There's certainly hearing other cases. I know there's AFL going in Melbourne, but, mate, if one court case gets through, man, it's going to open up a can of worms.
I can't believe that the NRL wouldn't pay the $900 for the players to go and get scanned.
That's
that was the other thing, wasn't it?
That's
There's
what I was
enough
doing.
money in the kitty, isn't there? Robbie O'Davis is not good. What a great player he was, mate.
He was
Fabulous.
like 75-kilo ring and wet.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but the signature move on him was back slam.
Yeah.
I watched the 60-minute special that you're talking about, and Robbie O'Davis was saying that at one stage he was sitting on a cliff somewhere drinking cans of beer and then throwing each can over and thinking, well, maybe I'll jump over next.
Yeah, well, thank God he's actually seen Rowena, and he's often said, he rings me up or sends a text saying, "Thanks for saving my life." So that's pretty
great.
cool, man.
It's a good thing you're doing, Spudd, and I'm sure in the end it's all going to be positive.
It's fantastic. But now, can we have time for a commercial? We usually do these little commercials, and Mike Whitney usually talks about, we've got these Yowie chocolates.
Yeah, we've got the Yowie chocolates, but they're special ones because they're the NRL ones. And you get the little NRL, so we're going to open it up. You're right, Spudd, you're our guest.
From IGA or the Reject Shop. Let's see what teams I'm missing. I've only got 11.
Who you after?
I'm after the Tigers. Can't get the Tigers.
I got those things.
Really good.
Good for your Barry Booth.
Yeah, no, I've got none. So I've got to be careful.
How do you know if it's on the ball inside, is it? Or whatever this
It's been in the fridge. You don't usually keep them in the fridge. Sorry about that, guys. You ready to open them?
Right, so we
Can you explain?
pull this yellow thing out, it's in the middle. This egg.
Who's going first?
Well, Spud's our guest.
Go, Spudd. What team did you get?
Oh, how cute is it? A dragon.
Right, another dragon. Swapsies. Who's going next? Can I go next?
Yep.
Here we go. I have got... What team's that?
No, Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Looks like the Chiefs.
I don't know if I've got Newcastle.
Huh?
Oh, no.
So can you believe that Yowie chocolates... Who'd you get?
The Roosters.
Roosters.
I'm a Rabbitohs man,
I've got
mate.
a Roosters.
I don't want the Roosters.
No, take it home.
I don't want a Roosters one.
Broncos.
Beautiful, haven't got it. Yes.
There you go.
Happy days. And I suppose to finish off, it's been a great podcast, Spud. It's been great to have you. But I talked about that I've read your book before, and how is it? You're still for sale, the book? How's it going?
Always for sale. Look it up online. Of course, Spudd, the Mark Carroll story. Forward by Russell Crowe. Very cool.
Fantastic.
Took me a while to get it. He actually had me, but he kept saying, keep in contact. So I kept annoying him. And then he goes, I read it. It would come on my phone. I started reading it. It said something like, Spudd's been banging on for months about doing a forward and, in his over persistent way and all that shit. They gave me a serve. So I threw my phone across the room.
You're a good thrower, aren't you, mate? That's from the athletics, isn't it?
It was. And then like a discus. Then my mate turns up, local Wayne Blair, who's a fantastic Australian actor. And he goes, I said, I got that email. He goes, we'll read it. So I read it and I stopped at the same point. And he goes, and I went, I haven't read anymore. He goes, well, bloody read it. So I read it. Then it goes, to be brutally honest, finding it very hard to explain this extraordinary character, blah, 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 But the way it finishes is, okay, that's enough words to constitute a forward. So hopefully the email stopped now. So,
sure, go Ross.
I absolutely love writing it. I'm now an author. That's quite amazing. But
one story I picked up in that, which I saw on social media the other day when you went to the Kangaroos reunion, you had a photo with Ray Price.
Oh, man.
And I believe in your book, when you lived at Greystanes, Ray Price lived... Was it Ray Price or Brett Keddy? Ray Price.
Ray Price.
And you knocked on his door a couple of times, or what was that story?
Every day.
Every day.
Get his autograph. Ray Price. All used to practice his, and he used to get the shits, And then I played one game against him off the bench for Penrith.
Did you give it to him?
I tried to, but missed the perpetual motion. And
he moved really weird, didn't he?
It was amazing. But actually, part of my routine was I used to stand in front of the post like he used to do.
Yeah.
But he'd lean, I just sort of put my hands up waiting for this ball to come back. And you won't believe it. For 16 years I did it. It came back once. And I fucking dropped it. I dropped it. So, but...
That's an amazing story from going from, as a kid, knocking on his door every day, and there you are the other week at the Kangaroos reunion with your arm around him saying how things go.
Their dream come true stories.
The Kangaroo Tour is one of these guys, you got to go on. When you get your first one, you don't want to miss. And I'll just wait for that invitation. But there's that many blokes who don't go. But when they do come, they're going, how good's this? But, the best thing about it, they had this wall of all the names and what number you are. So, if you're New South Wales, Penrith, Manly, and then Australia, like I'm a good number. I'm number 600, which is a pretty cool number. But I had a crazy thing this year with... Manly, I went to their presentation and they do it so different now. When we're all coming through, you get your, remember your debut jersey? Mate, I wouldn't even know where the fuck that was. That's somewhere in the shed. Well, I wouldn't even know where it is. But now they get it all, it's picture framed and all inscribed and all stuff. So I'm trying to work out what number I was. So I'm going on Google, nothing. So about 2 days later, Malik, I get home from work and she goes, you got a nice gift off Manly. And they were cufflinks. And they were seagull cufflinks. Had my number in the middle.
Oh wow.
Unbelievable. So I actually showed Peter V'landys. He goes, this is a great idea. I said, mate, I love this kangaroo with your number on it. Be unreal.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. Right. Spudd, just before we go, mate, one more last thing. Your jet ski. You love your jet ski. Tell us about your jet ski. You do love it, don't you? Yeah, it's good mentally for you, didn't it?
It's good head clearer. Yeah. You go 120k an hour, straight line.
On water.
It's fast. It's quick like my car, 0 to 100 in about 3.5 seconds. So it goes well. It sucks fuel like nothing else. But it's a cup, they call them cup fillers. A cup filler is you can't just keep working. You got to have something you like to enjoy, right? So my thing at the moment is now, Every break I have, I got my old guitar sitting there, and I just try and play something every day. That's my cup filler. Other people just work yourself to the ground, we get home and fill the jet ski. Not once have I ever filled the jet ski up. It might have cost me $120. I've said, shit, that's just cost me. I just can't wait to do a whole tank that quick. So
you only get one chance at life, Spuddo, don't you? And that's it, mate.
That's it.
Yeah,
fantastic, mate.
So
let's give it up.
Appreciate you having me on this.
That was so interesting.
Give it up for Spudo.
Thanks, mate. Hey, boys.
But you know what that means?
That's the end of the podcast, Dawes.
How's that?
We could have talked for another hour and a half.
Oh, easy. We'll have to get you back.
That was fantastic.
I want to hear more about Russell and being on the road with you. So we'll get you back, Spuddo. Promise.
Right.
Thanks, mate.
And thanks, mate. We really appreciate it, brother.
Thanks, buddy.
Stop eating the Yowie chocolate.
How
One of
good
our
is it,
sponsors.
Yes, one of our big sponsors.
All right, thanks, guys. Over and out until the next episode. Yeah, until then, see you then. Cheers.
Later.